Go ahead and turn on the favourite music that you like just to keep yourself calm. For everyone else who's just joining us, we're just going to sit in a bit of silence for a few more minutes before we begin. So cross your knees and bring your hands to your knees, and then just close your eyes and sit up nice and tall. And just take a few deep breaths in and out of the nose, allowing the body to calm. Good, relax. Feel the breath filling up the lungs. Try to take about 10 deep breaths just before we start. So anyone who's on at the moment, welcome. We're just practicing deep breaths, sitting up nice and tall with our feet crossed. So remember to lengthen through the spine, fill up the lungs, fill up the belly. So as we take that deep breath in, we're expanding our diaphragm. And as we exhale, we're softening the diaphragm, softening the shoulders as well. Maybe 5 more breaths. Hello to anyone who's just joined. We're just practicing some breath work, some still breath work. And just feel that filling of the lungs. Take that nice deep breath in. Deep breath out, softening the shoulders. So that quiet space. Hello to anyone who's just joined. We're sitting down nice and still, just practicing some breath work, okay? Keeping your hands on your knees. 3 more breaths to go, wherever you are. If you've just joined, if you've done your 10 deep breaths, it's calming the body down. 2 more breaths. Good. 1 more breath. Good, and then for another breath, bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Stay seated nice and tall and take a deep breath. Try to expand your belly as much as you can. And then a deep breath out. Good, bring your hands to your knees. Give yourself a little few circles on the knees in one direction. And then the other direction. Good, up and down the thighs. And then shake the shoulders out, give the arms a little bit of a wiggle. I hope everyone had a lovely Easter and bank holiday. The sun was certainly shining where I was, so hopefully you all managed to get outside, get some fresh air, and take a break from whatever it is you're doing in life at the moment. But welcome back to class to everyone who is joining us this evening and who has been joining for the last couple of weeks. I hope you're enjoying the classes, feeling some benefits, feeling your mind maybe shifting slightly. And feeling happy and healthy after class. And the pools, I guess, will be opening soon for you all. So I'm really excited for you all to get back in the water and get your A game on. But we'll begin, okay? So staying on our mat, nice and seated. Place both hands by your side, okay? Now push into the floor. Try to lift the hips off the ground and then gently relax back down. Good, do that a couple of times. Maybe lift up to the fingertips. And then drop back down. So we're keeping our legs on the ground, keeping the ankles, just taking the hips up high. Good, drop back down. Now it's easier when you have the fingertips pushing into the ground. You have that little bit more of a lift. Good, and then drop back down. Hands flat, lift up. And then drop, good. Try it 3 more times. Lifting up, dropping down. Good, 2 more times. Last time, lift up and hold, and gently drop down. Very nice, everybody. Press the left hand into the floor. Sweep the right arm up, long side stretch to the right, looking up to the ceiling. And then switch down, right hand, lift up the left. So take an inhale when you reach that hand up, and then an exhale as you drop down. Switching sides, good, reaching up to the side. For 5, 4, good, the knees aren't moving. 3, 2, last side. Good, bring your hands down, reach forwards, rounding the spine, maybe bring the elbows down to the floor, palms facing down, tucking the chin into the chest. If your elbows don't reach the floor just yet, just press the hands into the floor, okay? That stretch in the lower back, lower hips for 3. Good, 2. For 1, good, lift up the chest, extend one leg and then the other. Take the hands behind you, push into the hands, lift up the hips, weight into your ankles, lift up your chest. Relax your head back, hold and breathe for 3. Good, shoulder strength for 2. And 1, slowly lower the hips, tuck the chin into the chest, reach your arms to the front, rounding the spine, hands on the toes if you can, or on the ankles, and hold for 3, for 2, and 1 more time, hands behind, push into the floor, lift up the hips, weight into the ankles, lift up the chest, the hips, long position in the body for 3, relax the head behind for 2, and 1, slowly drop the hips and reach forwards to the ankles or the toes, tuck in the chin. Find that gentle stretch in the back of the legs. Breathe and hold for 3, for 2, and 1, staying nice and low. Hands to the right, swivel the feet around to the left. Find yourself in tabletop. Nice work, everyone. Find that cat and cow, so hands under shoulders. Knees under hips, find that alignment. When you're ready, rounding of the spine into that cat, really opening up the vertebrae in the back. Exhale to cow, lift the chin, drop the tummy. Rounding way, pushing into the floor. And then exhale, into cow, lifting the chin. Good, keep flowing through this, guys. Take a deep inhale, round, and a deep exhale, tummy down, chin up. Close your eyes, feel that stretch, feel the opening of the vertebrae. Tucking the chin in, looking at the knees, and then drop down into cow. Last time, inhale, rounding to cat. Exhale to cow. Good, come to neutral spine. So flat back, drop your elbows, one then the other. Tuck the toes, lift up the hips to your dolphin pose. Look at your toes underneath the head. Good, hold and breathe for 3. Relax the knees, gentle bend for 2. And 1, push into the floor with your left hand. And then your right hand to find yourself in downward facing dog. So walk out your downward dog, everybody. Keeping one leg straight, bending the other. Just listen to any clicks in the toes or in the ankle. Good, pressing the hands nice and wide. Weight into the fingers and the palms, not just the wrists, like I always say. Good, try to push the hips as high as you can, shoulders away. Gaze through the ankles. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths in a very still downward dog now, okay? And just notice where your heels are. At the beginning of class, your heels might be quite high up, or naturally you have that flexibility in the back of the legs. Heels are down to the ground. Just notice where your heels are at this moment in class. Close your eyes, let the head be heavy for 3. 2 more breaths. Nice, 1 more breath. Good, take an inhale, looking forwards at your hands. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees and jump, step or walk forwards. Grabbing the elbows, ragdoll, keeping the back nice and open. So again, your ragdoll, you can stay still or you can gently rock to the left or to the right. Looking at the back of the room. Now we're going to stay here in a still breath for 3 breaths here in our ragdoll. Or you can interlace the fingers, press them behind the back of the head. And then with the elbows, curl the elbows in. This adds a bit more weight to the neck. So again, stay nice and still, ragdoll, or extending the arms behind for 3, for 2, and 1. Interlace those fingers behind the back. Let them rest, or extend them high and over the top of the head. Just gently opening the shoulders. Notice how bent the legs are at the beginning of class. Maybe practice to straighten them out with your breaths. Good, 2 more breaths here. Final breath. Good, take the hands down to the floor. Step the feet back to your downward facing dog. And then lower the right elbow, then the left elbow into your dolphin pose. And then drop the knees. Good, shuffle the hips backwards. And then drop them down to the floor. Find your Sphinx pose, so elbows under shoulders. In line, looking forward, feel the lower back muscles engaged. And then just lift the chin. Good, and then push the shoulder blades back. Big toes together behind. 3 breaths here. 2 breaths. Final breath. Good, everybody tuck your toes under, lift the hips into your low plank, elbow plank. Okay, so hands can be flat or you can interlace the fingers. Look at your toes, check the alignment for 3, for 2, nice everybody. For 1, plant the hands flat, walk the feet forwards, find that dolphin pose again, so high hips. And then when you're ready, push back into that downward facing dog. Good. So settle in your downward facing dog. Keep it nice and moving. Breathe. Take a big inhale, look forwards. Big exhale, step towards your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift, flatten that spine, look down at the toes. Exhale, fold, touch the toes, bend the knees, look through the legs. Inhale, sweep up to Tadasana. Standing tall, lifting up through the ribcage for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1, swan dive your hands down to the floor, touch the toes, bend the knees if you need to, look to the back. Take an inhale to your halfway lift, flatten that back, nice work everyone. Press the hands into the floor, step your feet back into your downward facing dog. Good. Look forwards at the hands, take an inhale. And an exhale, look at the toes. Inhale, look forwards at your hands. Exhale, bend the knees, jump, step or walk forwards. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, touch your toes, look to the back. Inhale, stand up nice and tall, Tadasana. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold, rounding that spine. Press the hands into the floor, step back to your downward facing dog. Good. Walking it out for 2. And 1. Look forwards at your hands. Now shift into that high plank. So you're shifting the hips forwards. You might need to walk the hands a bit further forwards to find that alignment in the shoulders. Good. From here, lock in that core, press away from the floor. Check that the fingers are high-fiving the ground. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart. Hold and breathe for 3. Nice strong core for 2. Good everybody. For 1, push back to your downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, sweep up your right leg to the sky. Remember to point the toes down, so squaring the hips. And then exhale, bring the foot forwards, framing the right foot with both hands. Drop the left knee down to the floor, untuck the left toes. Take an inhale, sweep the mat, reach the hands up to the ceiling. It's a low crescent lunge here. Good, reaching the hands high, don't sink into the hips just yet. For 3, for 2, and 1. Left hand forwards, right arm back, find that simple twist. Good, so dropping the hands, make sure the arms are even. Nice everybody, looking to the right. For 3, for 2, and 1. And we're going to cartwheel our hands down to the floor, framing the right foot. Take the left knee off the ground, hold this low lunge. Now sink the hips down, so add a few pulses, dropping the hips, and then bring them back up. Good. Keep gazing at your right toes. 3, 2, and 1. Come to stillness, press into the left hand, reach up your right hand to the ceiling. Good, nice everybody. Let's bring in some big arm circles. Circles down to the floor, reach them back up to the ceiling. Good, do 5 in total at your own time. Remember to press evenly to the left hand and to the right foot. 3 points of contact on the floor. Keep it even. And then 5 big circles. Once you've done 5, replace and frame that right foot. Step that right leg back. Find your high plank. Chaturanga. So anyone who wants to flow chaturanga, go ahead. Otherwise, drop your knees, drop the chest. Flip the top of the feet into the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Remember to push the shoulders back, lift up the chin. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Good. Take a big inhale, lift up the left leg high, point the toes down. Exhale, round the spine, step forwards, framing the left foot here, holding it nice and still. Good. Just opening up the hip flex on the other side. And then when you're ready, slowly drop that right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale the hands to the ceiling. Keep your arms in line. Don't sink into the hips just yet. Lift up through the hips. Good. Breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Take the left hand behind, the right arm forward. Simple twist. Look to the left. Arms nice and even. Good. Hold and breathe. And then when you're ready, take the left hand down to the floor. Reach up to the ceiling with both hands and then frame that left foot. Good, and just hold it here. A few pulses into the hips. Good. Checking in with the other side. Take the right knee off the floor now. Find that low lunge. Good, press evenly into both hands. Then when you're ready, press into the right hand. Inhale, lift up the left hand. You can stay here on this side, or we can add those big circles again, 5 big circles. Make sure you reach all the way down to the floor. Find that big range of motion in the arms. Good. Taking that deep breath in as the hand comes high, and deep breath out as the hand lowers down. And then once you've done 5, frame that left foot with both hands. Step that left leg back, finding that high plank. Find that chaturanga, hinge forwards, lower down. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. Good. Inhale, take the right knee high, lift up the right leg. Bend the knee, open the hips, scorpion dog to the right. So again, press evenly into both hands. And a long stretch around the right side of the body here. Press evenly into the floor for 3, for 2, and 1. Frame the hips forwards and then step forwards with the right foot. Inhale to crescent lunge, find that balance. Back leg nice and long, arms stacked over shoulders. Good, take a big inhale and a big exhale. Take the hands behind you, interlace if you can. Push them down towards the back. Lift up the chest, gentle back bend. Opening up the chest for 3. Don't forget that bend in the front leg, everybody, for 2. And 1. Frame your right foot, shuffle the foot backwards. Find that high plank, chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, lift up that left leg high to the sky now. Bend the knee, open to scorpion dog on the left. So think about stacking the left hip, or the left side of the hip over the right side of the hip, okay? Keeping the hands pressed evenly into the floor. Opening up the left side of the body, looking under the left shoulder as well. Good. Keep that hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Return back to center. Inhale and then step the left foot forwards. Reach up the arms, crescent lunge. Stacking arms over shoulders, shoulders over hips. There we go. Back leg is straight and strong for 3. Good. For 2. Nice, everybody. For 1. Interlace the hands behind you. Push down to the floor. Expand through the chest. Look up to the ceiling. Nice. Taking it slow, moving with control. And then frame the left foot down. Take it back, find that high plank. Find your chaturanga. Good. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Push away from the floor with the top of the feet. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Drop the knees down and then open the knees wide. Find that child's pose. Just resting the head and the forehead down to the floor. Arms stay long. Trying to keep your elbows off the floor in this child's pose. The arms are reaching forwards. So as the elbows are lifted, try to just drop the elbow on the left down and then the right side. So we're keeping it nice and active in this child's pose. Just find that gentle rotation from the hip. Keep the forehead pressed into the floor for 3, for 2, and 1. Come to stillness in your child's pose. Walk your hands all the way over to the left. Move the torso as well. Find that side stretch to the right. To go deeper, press your right hand on top of your left. Press your right elbow down to the floor as well. For 3, for 2, and 1. Back to center. Keep your forehead low. Walk your hands over to the right. Again, to go deeper, place the left hand over the right. Press the left elbow down as well, squaring the shoulders. Good. Keeping the eyes closed, just breathe here. One more breath. Nice, everybody. Walk the hands back to center. Lift up the chin, lift up the chest. Bring the knees back in line and then shuffle them back so the hips drop down low, finding that Sphinx pose again, just like we did earlier. Press the big toes together behind. Lift the kneecaps off the floor, so engaging our quads, looking forwards for 3, for 2, and 1. Everybody drop the knees. Lower your chin, arms either side, and then bend the knees, window wiping to the left and to the right. So feel that gentle massage on the thighs, on the quads. Good, change position. So right cheek to the floor, looking to the left. Good, and then place the hands under the shoulders, flatten the legs, lift up to cobra. So try to extend the arms as long as you can. A lot of flexion in the lower spine here. If the elbows are still bent, that's absolutely fine as well. Just keep the chest lifted. Good, for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower the chin, keep the hands in the same position. Tuck the toes under, lift up to your high plank all the way. Good job, everybody. Then back to the downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, look forwards at your hands. Take an exhale, step forwards. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Touch the toes, chin tucks in. Bend the knees. Inhale to your chair pose. So we're sitting down in that imaginary chair, reaching the arms up in front of us. Just check you can see all 10 toes below, okay? If you can't see the toes, your knees are too far forward, so take the knees backwards slightly. Lift up that chest a little inch further for 3. Good, for 2. And 1, take an inhale, bring your hands together to center. And an exhale, lean forwards, find that simple twist to the right. So the left elbow, we're gonna try and hook it to the right side of our knee, out of the knee, good. If we can't find that hook to the outside of the knee, just find that gentle twist, good. For those who have found that hook, hold and breathe for 3. Good, for 2. And 1, come back to center, come up to standing, take the left foot off the floor, standing half leg Tadasana. Good, then bring the hands to heart center, extend the left leg long, relax those shoulders for 3, for 2, and 1, pivot forwards, bring the hands to the floor, take the left leg high, standing half splits, look at your right ankle, relax the left toes. Here for 3 rounds of breath. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. For those who want to challenge themselves this afternoon, grab the ankle with both hands or just lightly tap left and right. Keep looking to the back of the room. 2 more breaths. Nice, last breath. And then slowly bend that left knee, and then step the foot down. Good, come back into that chair pose again, reaching the arms up. Lovely job, everyone. Let's add some pulses, so slowly drop down, lift back up.
Good. Breathing in and out of the nose for 3. For 2. Nice work. For 1, take an inhale. Bring the hands to heart center and an exhale, lean forwards, twisting over to the left. Again, with the right elbow, hook the left knee. Otherwise, find that simple twist. Really push into the outside of the knee, lift up and look up to the ceiling. Hold and breathe for 3. Good. For 2. Nice work, everyone. For 1, come back to center. Inhale, standing half leg Tadasana. Right foot off the floor. Try not to take the foot down. Good. Hold and breathe for 3. Really reach up for 2. Good. For 1, bring your hands back to heart center. And then down to the floor. Lift that right leg up high, standing half. Splits, looking at the left ankle. Good. If you want to grab the ankle with both hands, give yourself a challenge. Good. For 3. For 2. And 1. Step that right foot down and then take the bottom all the way to the floor. Press the soles of your feet together. Find your butterfly pose. Good. So grab the toes. Gently lift the knees and then drop them down. Again, sitting up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. Couple of breaths here. If you want to stay nice and still in butterfly pose, please feel free to do that too. For those who want to keep moving subtly, just lift the knees, then drop them lightly. Breathe for 3. For 2. And 1. Nice job, everyone. Lengthen both legs long in front of you now. Take an inhale, shuffle the fleshy part of the bottom backwards, reaching the hands up to the ceiling. And an exhale, reach forwards to the toes. Drop the chin into the chest. Hold and breathe for 3. For 2. For 1. Good. Take an inhale, lift up the chest, take that hands behind you. When you're ready, push the hips high, weight into the ankles. Lift up, find that long body stretch, reach the head backwards, dropping the chin up. Good, breathe, press into the floor for 3. For 2. And 1, drop the hips. Look forwards, inhale the hands to the ceiling. Exhale, reach towards the toes, the ankles, the shins. 3 breaths, everybody. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and slowly sit up nice and tall. We're going to cross the feet, cross the knees. Again, press into the floor. Maybe use the fingertips to lift up the hips and then drop that down. Good, 3 of these, everybody. Lifting up high. Last 1. Good, lift up away from the floor. Again, hands to the left now. Shuffle all the way around. Find your tabletop position. Tuck the toes under. Push back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Reach that right leg high to the sky. Keep the hips square by pointing the toes down. Exhale, step forwards, framing that right foot. Drop the left knee down. Now you can keep your hands on the floor or you can bring your hands to your hips, okay? We're sinking our hips down this time, okay? So relaxing as far down to the floor as we can. Again, you can keep your hands on the floor or bring your hands to your hips. You'll find a little bit more of a balance element with the hands on the hips here. Good, and just breathe, close your eyes, feel the stretch. Feel the hips finding length and space. Good, 2 more breaths. Focus on the balance. 1 more breath. For whoever has the hands on the floor, bring your hands to your hips and then inhale everybody's hands up to the ceiling. Good, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, left hand forwards, right arm backwards. Good, hold and breathe for 3. For 2. For 1, bring both hands down, frame that right foot, tuck the left knees off the floor, find that low lunge, step the right leg back, chaturanga from that high plank, low plank, inhale to your upward facing dog, lovely shoulders lifted, exhale downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Keep the hips square, pointing the toes down. Exhale, look forward, step that left foot forwards, framing the foot, then drop the right knee down. Untuck the toes. Again, hands can stay framing the left foot, or you can bring your hands to your hips. Just notice the hips sinking forwards a little bit further now. Point those elbows to the back of the room, so we're helping to open the chest. Collarbones facing forwards for 3, for 2, and 1. For those with the hands on the floor, bring your hands to your hips. And then everybody reach your hands up to the ceiling. Even look up, lift up the chin. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand forwards, right arm backwards. Simple twist. Look over to the left. Good, everybody. Hold and breathe for 3. Open the hands, firing the hands, high-fiving the side of the wall for 3, for 2, and 1. Drop the hands to the floor, reframe that left foot, take the right knee off the ground, step that foot back, find your high plank, chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing dog, lift up the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale, step through to your hands and then bring the toes all the way over to the left. So you're pivoting, so you're coming over to the left. So wide leg forward fold here. Good, wherever you are, maybe the hands are on the floor. Maybe you're grabbing your elbows. You could even be interlacing your fingers. Wherever you are in your wide leg Paschimottanasana, wherever you are in this pose, everybody, make sure you're looking to the back of the room, okay? So find that wide leg fold. Feel the pressure build in the head. Head is lower than the heart. Finding our inversion at this moment in class. Maybe close your eyes. Relax the kneecaps as well. Breathe and hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Everybody bring your hands to the floor. Lift up the chest, hands to fingertips. Look forward. Take an inhale. And an exhale, drop down again. Everybody grab the elbows and gently rock to the left and to the right. Feel that inner thigh, gentle stretch. Good, so you might need to bend the knees here as well. Very slightly. Look to the back of the room so the head is heavy. Good, just gently rocking to the left and to the right. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Nice work, everybody. For 1, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, we're going over to the left side. So pivot the toes to the left. Find yourself facing the front of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Good, framing the left foot here. Again, bring your hands to your hips if you'd like. Pushing the hips forwards and down. Good. Nice, everyone. Find that balance point for 3. Good. Close your eyes for extra challenge for 2. Good. For 1, place the hands down. Take the right knee off the floor and then take the left leg back. Find your chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. So from here, option to go into child's pose if you want a bit more of a still practice this afternoon. For those who want to energize and work on some inversions, we're going to work into crow again, okay? So for crow, fan out fingers, find that high-fiving the floor position, okay? Keeping the hips as high as you can, looking forwards, walk the feet forwards, bend into the elbows, place the knee into the back of the arm. Find that shift in weight, looking forwards, not down, looking forwards. Just slightly hover the left foot and then the right foot. Push the toes together. Squeeze your inner core, be strong in the shoulders and the arms. Good, challenge the inner thighs. Good, keep it going, everybody. For 3, look forwards. For 2. Nice, so if we're challenging ourselves here, try to take one foot off the floor and then drop it down, then practice with the other foot. And if you find yourself strong with that, do both together at the same time. Really squeeze the core from within, looking forwards. Good, a couple more breaths. Strong in those shoulders, everybody, for 3. For 2. 1.5. 1. And then gently drop down into your child's pose wherever you are. Knees out as wide as you can here. Big toes together, arms long. For anyone else who didn't practice crow this evening, stay in your child's pose, but reach your arms forwards and lift up your hands to your fingertips. Good, we're here for 3 breaths. 2 breaths. One more breath. Take an inhale, lift up your chin, look forwards. Take your hands under your shoulders, shuffle your hips back into high cobra, flexing the lower spine here. Good, look up to the ceiling. And then gently lower the hips backwards, find your puppy pose, extended puppy pose here. So arms long, knees together, forehead down to the floor. Slowly lift up the chest and shuffle yourself onto your bottom, swinging your feet around. Lower your back all the way down, so arms out long. Be strong in the core. Take your time lowering that back all the way down to the floor. Push the weight into your heels. Good, everybody. So once you find your back rounding, just relax the back into the floor. And then drive the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze here. Close the eyes. And gently sway to the left and to the right. Make sure you're going across the spine. Finding that point of contact on the back and the back of the head as well. Open the hips and the feet out to your happy baby. One of my favorite poses in yoga, happy baby. Take the feet as wide as you like. Make sure we're stomping the ceiling here as well. The aim is to have the knees in the armpits. Okay, so that mobility in the hip. You can stay nice and still in your child's pose, or you can gently move left and right. Just listen to your body. As you got familiar with the yoga poses, do what seeks the practice for you, whatever works. And then slowly bring the knees together. Place the feet down on the floor. We're doing 3 rounds of hip bridge with a wheel practice, okay? So with our hip bridge, let's make sure we can tickle our ankles, okay? So the legs are bent, the feet are placed on the floor. Tickle those ankles. Then when you're ready, squeeze the bottom, the thighs, the glutes. Lift up the hips high. Good. Let's look over the knees if you can. So tuck the chin into the chest. Good. And then look up to the ceiling. And then gently drop the hips down to the floor. Gently drop them left and right. Maybe not all the way down to the floor. Just loosening our lower spine. Round 2, when you're ready, come back to center. Inhale, squeeze the bottom. Holding it here, maybe interlace the fingers underneath. Shuffle those shoulders so we find that couple of inches higher here. Good, breathe for 3. For 2, looking at the ceiling. And 1, unlace the hands, drop the hips. Bring the knees in. Squeeze the rib cage. Good, everybody. So for those who want to practice wheel, we're going to go into it in our 3rd set. For anybody else who's not still familiar with wheel or who needs a bit more time, just practice that 3rd round as holding that hip bridge, either with the hands interlaced underneath or just staying nice and strong. For anyone else working into wheel, let's find our hip bridge, squeeze the bottom, lift up, place the hands behind the head, fingers pointing towards the toes, elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Then when you're ready, push into your hands, push your hips up high, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your bottom, extend the legs long for 3, big heart opener here. For 2, and 1, slowly bend the elbows, tuck the chin in, lower the shoulders, the mid back, the lower back, then bring those knees into the chest. Nice work, everyone. Extend your left leg all the way down to the floor, keeping the right tucked in. Getting ready for our supine twist with our right knee. Close your eyes and then gently take the right knee across the body, lower it on the left side, stacking the hip, opening the shoulders. So wing out the arms as wide as you can. Looking to the opposite side of the knee. Nice, everybody. Just hold it here for 5 breaths. If you want to go deeper with our free hand on the right, I'm going to reach down, bend the left leg, grab the foot. Nice. If you want to hold that position with your left hand and right knee, just place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. And breathe. 3 more breaths. Two more breaths. Final breath. And then come back to center, squeeze your knees in. And then extend the left leg long. Oh, sorry, the right leg long, left knee tucks in. Squeeze as far in as you can. Then when you're ready, roll that left knee across and over to the right. Wing out your arms wide, look to the left. Again, to go deeper with your free hand on the left, reach down, bend the right knee, grab the foot. 5 breaths. So at the end of our practice, we are training the body to relax, be still, practice on the breath, and training our parasympathetic nervous system to just relax and be still. Learning to switch off. Feeling the space we've created within the muscles, the joints, the tendons, feeling the flexibility that we've gained. Roll back to center, squeeze your knees into your chest. Lift up the shoulders, look at the kneecaps, and then relax the shoulders, take the legs long against the wall, flex those feet. Good, take them as long as you can. Breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Option to stay here or float your feet into plow pose. So use your elbows to place some stability on the floor. You're going to watch the feet as they come up and over. Use your core to float the feet over the head. Use your hands on your lower back to press and push the hips forwards. Relax the feet, then drop them down to the floor. Keep the head in the same position. Breathe and hold for 3. If our toes are touching the floor, maybe try to bend the knees. Take them to either side of the ears. For 2. Maybe close your eyes for 1. And then slowly lower the back all the way down. For those who kept the legs up long, make sure your lower back is engaged with the floor so the core is locked, arms either side. Gentle pose, just lowering the feet all the way down to the floor. Option to close your eyes here. Good, final bit. Dropping the feet. Feel those ankles touch the floor. And then gently relax the body in your Shavasana. Maybe set the body up by taking a deep cleansing breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Take as many cleansing breaths as you need. We find ourselves in Shavasana, we find ourselves in a still state, letting the body rest, letting the muscle memory take place. Noticing our breath and just our breath, no other thoughts. This is one of the most difficult poses in any yoga practice. At the end of a class, just to stay concentrated on our breath. The one thing in our life that stays conscious and consistent is our breath. Try to relax the shoulders, the jaw, the eyebrows, the ears, our neck. Going down the body, relax the biceps, the triceps, our upper back, our chest, our mid-back, our elbows, our forearms, our hands, and our fingers. Relaxing our lower back, our hip, our upper legs, our kneecaps, our lower legs. Relaxing the ankles, the soles of the feet, and finally our tiptoes and toes. And just notice the environment around you. Maybe any noises, maybe the temperature of the room. Be aware of the mat beneath you, the clothes you're wearing, and your breath. Keeping your eyes closed, allow the body to soften. Bring one hand to your belly and the other to your heart. Just feel that rise and fall as we take that breath in. And as we take the breath out. Be soft in the eyelids. And then wherever you are, maybe start to wiggle the head, nod it to the left and to the right. Start to awaken the toes and the feet, and then the fingers and the hands, keeping your eyes closed. And then taking your time, roll over to a side that's comfortable to you. Imagine you're still in bed, that moment before we get out of bed. Still stay soft and relaxed here. So stacking the hip one on top of the other, each side. Now side fetal position, the moment before we become fully conscious. Sealing our practice. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. Try to keep your eyes closed here. Cross your knees, maybe sit back onto your heels, whichever position you feel most comfortable. So just like the breath work we did at the beginning of class, keep your hands on your knees, relax your shoulders. 5 deep breaths. Option to stay here or bring the hands to the heart and the belly. Try to sit up nice and tall through the spine, finding that length. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then place both hands into prayer and then to your third eye. Bow your head forwards. Well done this evening, swimmers. Such a pleasure to move and flow and help you grow in your yoga practice, your flexibility, your coordination and body awareness. Always a pleasure. Namaste.